arrived at Palm Springs Thousand Trails. Let's go check it out. That's Interstate 10 off to the left, and Varner Road runs right along Interstate 10. Varner Road is how you're going to get to Thousand Trails, Palm Springs. Melody and I made a right into the park. When we checked in, you're going to want your right-hand lane, and then the person in the welcome station there will come out and fix you up, and you'll go find a site. Let me show you around. As soon as you pull through the gate at Palm Springs Thousand Trails, navigating to find your site, they're all first come, first serve. It's pretty easy. That center road that goes straight down through the campground is the dividing line. Everything to the right is 50 amp back-end site, and everything to the left is 30 amp pull-through sites. First point of order, the weather is outstanding. We're here in December of 2021. The temperatures in the daytime have ranged from the upper 70s to the mid 80s. Nighttime temperatures are in the high 50s. Near perfect weather. We're really impressed with the area. There's a lot to see and do here. We've been to Joshua Tree National Park. We did the aerial tramway that takes you up to elevation of 8,000 plus feet. We've done separate videos on some of those different destinations, so you'll have to check out our YouTube channel for those other videos. I'll show you a few photographs in this video. Melody and I are adventure members. We received several different cabin benefits with that adventure package, and what you're looking at here are their standard cabins. They're very clean, updated. This is something to think about. They have a international airport here at Palm Springs, California. You can fly right in, rent a car, use your cabin benefit. Lots to see and do in the Palm Springs area. So this is the 50 amp section that we're in. And as you can see, there's enough room to get a Class A in there, but it's really tight. I mean, real tight. A lot of these you would not be able to get your fifth wheel and your tow vehicle in the site. It's like backwards, if you ask me. The pull-through sites are over on the 30 amp side, and the back-end sites, which are a bit shorter, are on the 50 amp side. So it is what it is. Melody and I elected, because of that, to go with a 30 amp pull-through site. And the shower house restroom facilities, there are several of them scattered throughout the park. Here's an example of a vacant site. That's site 294. This is a 50 amp back-end site. It's full hookup. But yeah, there would not be enough room for me to park my fifth wheel in there, plus get my truck in. And here's a look going back down the same street I just walked up, but there's another example. You know, there's that solitude there, where you're going to put your truck. Okay, so this is the center divider. I'm looking back down toward the entry gate. And so everything on the left is 50 amp. Everything on the right is going to be in your 30 amp section. This is where Melody and I are camping. You have a little greenway here. And the greenway has some shade. You have some horseshoe pits. Haven't seen anybody playing horseshoes. But Melody and I are down the street right here. Before I turn down my street, I did want to point out they have cabins on this side as well. Okay, so there's my rig off to the right. That's my Dodge Ram and Cougar fifth wheel. 30 amp full hookup site. We're real happy with it. Fit my truck and the Cougar in there just fine. And I'm going to take you around and show you what I did. I installed, I fixed a long time problem with my fifth wheel. Let me show you what I did. Okay, so long story short, Melody and I have had our fifth wheel since retirement, which is coming up on 3 years. I've had this slide problem. I have an Accu slide on my kitchen slide. That's what you're looking at here. It's a BAL, Ball Accu slide. It's a cable-driven system, and it rides on a wear bar on the bottom, and it jerks. And every time I take it back to Keystone and the dealer, in this case Camping World, I get the runaround. I mean, every time I get the runaround, they'll adjust something, send me right back out the door. I got tired of this thing jerking. It's just going to damage my RV by the thing jerking all the time. So I went on and ordered me slide rollers. And before I left my last campground, I went down to Lowe's, got the lumber I needed to brace the bottom of the slide. I had it cut to specification. I got 2 hydraulic jacks. I jacked this slide up about a ½ inch, and I installed these 5 rollers. I bought the rollers from a place in Arizona, but it's made for the BAL Accu slide because this is a common problem for this slide. But it's a damn shame I couldn't get Keystone and or the dealership to fix this thing. So I fixed it myself, and it works perfectly now. So I thought I'd show that to you. Okay, so this is a wider shot of my campsite. Like I said, we're very happy with our site. We have plenty of room here. I had plenty of room to even fix my my slide while I was here. So let me continue to show you around the campground. I'll show you the pool and hot tub a little bit later. There's folks in there. But this is where I take Milo. Milo likes this green area. Sprinklers come on in the morning, but we work around that. But this is a place for the doggies to do their thing. And they also have a small dog park. I'll show you that. I'm really not impressed with that. I just bring Milo down here. Right on the other side of the lodge is a playground, and in the rear of the playground you have a dog area. Not much to speak of, but it is a fenced-in area if you will want to let your dog run.
Okay, we are at the Thousand Trails Palm Springs RV Resort in Palm Desert, California. This place has 3 areas where you can do your laundry, A, B, and C. I am in A right now. It's the largest of the 3, and they have 8 washers, and then they have 8 dryers. The only form of payment you can use here is what they call the wash. You can either buy a card here and then add money to it. It's $5 to buy the card, and then you just put money on it as you need it with a credit card. Or you can do like we did, and we downloaded the app. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. There's the information on the app. It was simple and easy. It lets you know how much time you have left on each machine. So I highly recommend just downloading the app.
And of course, they have a pool and hot tub at Palm Springs RV Resort. Like I said, Melody and I had a wonderful time here at Thousand Trails Palm Springs RV Resort. I'm going to throw up a few photographs, maybe a few video clips of some of our day trips during our stay here. I'm going to give you a real brief overview here on Google Maps. We did 3 different day trips. The first was to Joshua Tree National Park right in here. The second was to the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. We had a fantastic time on that aerial tramway. Takes you up above 8,000 feet. It was a forested wonderland up there. Totally different from what is on the desert floor. And the third day trip that we did, we took this California Route 74 up this windy road. There are several overlooks. I give you a vantage point from one of those overlooks. We did a day trip up to Idlewild RV Resort. It's a Thousand Trails park. Melody and I would not take our RV up there. The road's too windy. We went in this way and we came back out Route 243. And there were some overlooks over in here as well. But both approaches to Idlewild are just too windy for our liking. We would not take our RV up there, but we did want to check out the getaway cabins and standard cabins. Always a possibility to fly out to the Palm Springs airport and rent a car and use our cabin benefits up at Idlewild. So that's why we went up there. I'm going to throw up some very brief photographs and video clips of all three of these day trips. Enjoy. Okay, we got our tickets. We're all set, and it looks like we're heading to the top of the mountain at 11:15 a.m.
Our left as we're looking at the mountain top.
Who to this day is known as the father of the tramway. The original tramway was completed in September 1963. The tramway departures are announced.
Okay, welcome to the mountain station, everybody. Elevation 8,516 feet.
A ride up on the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway will give you views just like this. Taking a scenic drive today. We're heading up to Idlewild from Palm Springs, and the first vista we came to, I believe this is California Highway 74 heading up the mountain, is the Coachella Valley Vista Point. These are steep, windy roads. I'm kind of doubting that I would take my fifth wheel up here, but there's a Thousand Trails park up at Idlewild. Lots of hiking. Melody and I do have cabin benefits with Thousand Trails. And so we're going to check out the getaway cabins and the standard cabins up at Idlewild today. But wow, nice vista here. So we are now in Idlewild Thousand Trails campground. And we came up to look at the cabins. This is a getaway cabin. This is the pet-friendly getaway cabin. Manzanita. Doesn't look like it's occupied, so I'm gonna walk up in here. Oh yeah, you got see the kitchen. You have a seating area back here, a deck. Okay. This is another getaway cabin, the Ponderosa. And yet a third getaway cabin We're here in December, so like half the park is closed. They do have some seasonal cabins up on top of the hill, but these three are open and they're all getaway cabins. This is Sugar Pine. Here's a little bit better vantage point of the Sugar Pine getaway cabin at Idlewild Thousand Trails in California. So the getaway cabins are over in there, and then right across the street there are two standard cabins. I think they call them cottages. There's 235 off to the left and cabin 236 off to the right. Okay, so a little note to file for Melody and I. If we could fly out here, we would not have Milo, so we could stay in the Sugar Pine cabin. That's our favorite of these three that are open during the winter time, although we would be coming out in the summer, and they do have more getaway cabins up on top of the hill. I think I'm going to leave it here. I'll have the upload and download speeds for Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile in the written video description on YouTube. If y'all like these videos, like and subscribe, and I'll see you down the road.